And welcome back to the channel. Today we've got our NBA predictions for November 23rd. 7 games on the slate today for the NBA here on Saturday. And again, we're predicting every single game today, like we do every single day with every single NBA game here in 2024 and in 2025 as well. So folks, if you haven't yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more daily NBA predictions here on the channel, as well as leave a like if you are enjoying the daily NBA content here on the channel as well. Earlier today, we posted our college basketball 5 best bets. We went 4-1 yesterday, looking for more success today. And make sure to go check out our college football predictions and our NFL predictions, the NFL, college football as well. Make sure to go check both those out. Links are in the description down below. Okay, let's get into the first of these 7 predictions here for the NBA today. And we start things off with the first game in Salt Lake City. You've got the Utah Jazz hosting the New York Knicks. We're taking the Knicks, and we're taking the Knicks on the spread and on the money line as well. Obviously, not much value in the Knicks money line, but we're still taking New York to win the basketball game. Utah's not good. I say it every time we pick the Jazz. We pick a Jazz game. They're not good. Now, their 3 wins are, not bad. Dallas, San Antonio, and Chicago, but this is a 3-12 basketball team. I'm not picking the 3-12 basketball team to beat anybody right now. I'm definitely taking the Knicks. New York's 9-6. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and I feel like now things are starting to kind of not settle things. What I'm looking for. Things are kind of starting to make sense in the NBA now. Teams are, kind of just figuring out where they're supposed to be. At least that's kind of how the Eastern Conference is turning out. Like, the Cavs are the best team in the conference, but then there are the Celtics who are right there, and the Knicks and the Magic are really good. The Bucks have now climbed to 6th, but Milwaukee's going to be good. And then there's everybody else. But again, the Knicks are back at where they should be in number 3 in the conference. The Magic are 4. Milwaukee's right there. And then the Indiana Pacers were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year, are currently 11th in the East, and they're 6-10. What's happening? We picked them. We did pick the Pacers to lose yesterday. I never pick against the Pacers, but right now I can't pick that team. And we did pick the Bucks to beat them and cover, but it makes me sad seeing what's happening to Indiana. Maybe because I left the state. I was their good luck charm. Went to like 10 Pacers games last year. Maybe that was it. No, I don't know. It's weird. Regardless, give me the Knicks to win this game. They're the better team, obviously. That goes without saying. New York's 9-6 this season. Everybody's healthy. I think Miles McBride might not play today, but that's fine. Jalen Brunson's put up back-to-back really good games. They, again, are on a 4-game winning streak, beating Brooklyn, and then wins over Washington and Phoenix. Of course, those are 4 teams where actually, they're actually not the best wins, honestly. I mean, no, the Nets are good at times. They've played like crap yesterday against the 76ers. Regardless, the Wizards are horrible, and the Suns, that was a Suns team again without Bradley Beal and without Kevin Durant. But still, wins are wins. Right now, New York is, continuing this long road trip that they started in Phoenix, and they go to Utah, to Denver, to Dallas, and then to Charlotte to cap it off. They should be fine. Again, we're picking the New York Knicks to win this basketball game, and I think they should win it pretty handedly too. Again, Utah's lost 4 in a row. They are starting to play competitive basketball, which is something that we noted about the Jazz really early on in the season. Was this team loses, and it's not like they just lose. They don't play competitive games. They have started to play competitive games. So give me New York to win, but I do think the Jazz somewhat stay in the basketball game. New York gets it, but I think New York does pull away in the end. But I think first couple quarters, I butchered this. The Jazz are going to keep it competitive until the Knicks pull away in the 4th quarter. That's the simple version. It's 3:30 in the morning and the UFC's on, and I'm doing this in between fights. So, give me the New York Knicks. Okay, let's go into our next one here. We've got the Orlando Magic hosting the Detroit Pistons. I get it, no Cade Cunningham this game. I still think this line is too much. I think Detroit will cover the 9.5. I get it, Orlando's really good. They are ranked, they're currently seeded number 4th in the Eastern Conference. Obviously, again, a lot of basketball still have to play, but we're going to expect Orlando to be in the dance come at the end of the season. English, man. Orlando coming off a huge victory over the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, Franz Wagner happened. The guy, we've been saying it for a long time, and that was the reason why they lost to the Clippers at the Intuit Dome, is because Franz Wagner couldn't get going. I mean, Anthony Black was their leading scorer on Wednesday night against the Clippers. He scored 17 points, but on the second half of a back-to-back, Orlando wins, and Franz Wagner, of course, hits the game-winning 3 from way beyond the arc, and he drops 37 points. Again, is Franz Wagner, this is a serious question, is Franz Wagner a better number one than Paolo Banchero is? It's a question that really needs to be asked. I kind of floated that idea around a couple of videos ago, or like a week ago, when Orlando started to go on their winning streak, and they've won 7 out of 8 here. But I think it's a serious question that might need to be asked. Might need to be asked. I'm having a rough time. Regardless, I seriously think it's something that needs to be asked. Is Franz Wagner, a better number one than Banchero? Because he's been killing it this season. Again, Banchero is still going to be out for a while, but this team, again, has won 7 of 8 games with Franz Wagner being the number one. He has killed teams, since, again, the Banchero injury. And I'm not hating on Banchero at all. I just want to propose, again, think about how much better this team's going to be when Banchero's back, and if Franz Wagner continues to play this way as well. That's all I'm saying. I think this team's, again, I've been high on Orlando all year long. They had their, little streak where they lost a bunch of games in a row, but look at them now. They should be able to beat Detroit. I do think Detroit stays in the game, though. Again, this is a better Pistons team than last year. Obviously, they're 7-10. They are coming off back-to-back losses in somewhat close games to both the Bulls and the Charlotte Hornets. But, again, Cade Cunningham left that Hornets game. He is injured, and I don't think he's playing tonight against Orlando. With that being said, I think the Pistons stay in the basketball game, but I do think Orlando eventually wins it. They're getting 9.5. Again, I like Orlando to take it, but I do think Detroit's able to keep it competitive. So Detroit covers the 9.5 points, but the Magic win the game outright. As we go on to our next game here, we move on to the United Center. You got the Chicago Bulls hosting the Memphis Grizzlies. Chicago, yesterday with a huge victory against the Atlanta Hawks in the in-season tournament. So great for the Bulls. They've now improved to 7-10 on the season. But here's the thing, second half of a back-to-back, and that is a huge high for the Chicago team. Everything this team had in them, they needed to win that NBA Cup game against the Hawks. This is where they crashed back down to earth, okay? This is feels like a really good spot for the Memphis Grizzlies, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. Memphis is coming off that win over the Philadelphia 76ers. They split their 2 games with the Denver Nuggets, lost back-to-back to the Lakers and the Warriors, but the Grizz have been playing competitive basketball games, obviously, again, without their superstar in Ja Morant. Now, when will Ja return? He is doubtful for the Bulls game. He was out and they upgraded him to doubtful. Don't expect Ja Morant to play against Chicago, but that is encouraging to the point for Memphis that it seems like Ja's a game away. So I'd expect him, again, I wouldn't expect him to come back for a road game in Chicago. Monday night against the Portland Trail Blazers, I would expect Ja Morant to return to the lineup. Okay? So that, again, very encouraging for the Grizzlies. Regardless, though, they've been playing great basketball without Ja Morant. Jaren Jackson Jr., we say it every time, but it's kind of that same effect that Franz Wagner's had on the Orlando Magic. Jaren Jackson's kind of had that for the Memphis Grizzlies in terms of the impact and the scoring that he's been able to put on. Again, Jaren Jackson, his entire NBA career has been known as just a defensive guy, obviously a former Defensive Player of the Year winner, but look again at the impact that Jaren Jackson has had on this basketball team, at least in the scoring for this squad. For the Chicago Bulls, again, I love Zach LaVine. I think he's a great scorer for this team. I just think the Bulls are outmatched. The Grizzlies have great shooting. They play excellent defense as well. And again, Chicago's on the second half of a back-to-back here. Memphis is not. Memphis hasn't played since Wednesday. Again, Chicago just won that grueling game yesterday against the Atlanta Hawks, which, again, great victory for them. But we're picking winners, and we're picking against the spread. Everything that, we can see favors the Memphis Grizzlies to win this basketball game and to cover the spread as well. Again, I like the Bulls. I do. I say it every video. I like LaVine. I like Vucevic. I like Kobe White. I like Josh Giddey. I like all 4 of those guys in the starting lineup. Still, though, I feel like in this game, the Memphis Grizzlies do slightly outmatch them, and it's a scary proposition for the rest of the league that now, again, they've been this good with these injuries, but the injuries to Ja, Marcus Smart, Zach Edey, Vince Williams, and all those guys are going to start coming back very soon. Memphis is good, man. We said at the beginning of the season, again, they were bad last year. It's because Ja Morant wasn't around. But now that Ja is back, this team feels like they can win. It's that whole mindset. Ja's in the lineup. We know we can win basketball games. Give me the Memphis Grizzlies to go to Chicago and to the United Center and beat the Chicago Bulls. Next up, we go into Houston. You've got the second of this back-to-back, games between the Portland Trail Blazers and the Houston Rockets. I do think Portland covers in this one. They didn't play a competitive game at all in their first game. Houston wins the game by 28 points. That's fine. Denny Avia was the leading scorer for Portland in that game with, get this, 13 points. And Portland's dealing with their injuries, right? I completely understand that. Anfernee Simons is injured. Or he's back now. DeAndre Ayton, though, I think is still out for this Houston game. I think he is. And then Scoot Henderson off the bench might not be playing tonight either. I think, yeah, he's going to be out this game too. That's rough. I think both Ayton and Scoot are going to be out this game. They just played yesterday, obviously, and Portland lost the game by 28 points. That's fine. I think, again, you get these back-to-back games. Obviously, the winner is not going to change, but in terms of who can cover the spread, I do think Portland's able to get this in the second game. I don't think they get blown out in back-to-back nights against Houston. Again, Portland has been playing better basketball over the last week. Again, they beat Minnesota twice, they beat Atlanta, and they did, kind of stay in the game with OKC, and they covered at OKC. They had one really bad game in Houston, who the Rockets are playing lights out this season. They're 12-5. Again, they're on a huge, win streak. They've won, I think, 7 out of their last 8 games. Great for them. Again, I don't think all that highly of the Rockets, at least in terms of when we get to the postseason. I don't think Houston's going to be too big of a player, but again, they'll be around the dance, obviously. I mean, hell, Dylan Brooks put up 28 points in that game against Portland last night. Sengun will have his nights will show up. Fred VanVleet. You'll get big nights out of Jalen Green pretty much every single night. Again, you got to watch out for Houston right now in the regular season. I just don't think they're going to be all that good once we get to the playoffs. Regardless, I think they beat Portland. The outcome doesn't change. The winner of this game doesn't change from yesterday, but I think what will change is the competitiveness and the fact that, again, Portland's going to be able to remain in this basketball game the second half of back-to-back against the Rockets. I do like Portland to cover, but again, we are going with Houston to straight up win the game. Next up, we go on to Milwaukee, and I guess, guys, the Bucks are fixed. Again, we kind of said it earlier in the video, things are sorting themselves out in the standings. And the Bucks, even though they are 7-9, they are now the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference. And again, it just feels like everything is sorting itself out right now. Milwaukee, you knew they had to get their games after their abysmal start where they started the season 1-6. They're now 7-9. Now they will beat the Charlotte Hornets at home. They just came off a big victory in the IST against the Indiana Pacers, and the Hornets are very injured. Miles Bridges probably will not play. Nick Richards will not play against the Milwaukee Bucks. Again, sure, the Charlotte Hornets, it's all around LaMelo Ball. Obviously, LaMelo Ball is that team, which is fair because that's really all they need at points. But LaMelo, if he doesn't have that, supporting cast around him, at times it can be rough. And, Milwaukee's a team that sometimes doesn't have a supporting cast around Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard. But again, Brook Lopez a couple nights ago was that supporting cast for Milwaukee in that win over the Indiana Pacers. There really was not one. I mean, Bobby Portis off the bench and Gary Trent, I think, performed. But, the starting lineup still, Andre Jackson goes 0 for 5 shooting. Obviously, again, Andre Jackson's not out there to score, but back-to-back games where Andre Jackson literally does nothing in the starting lineup. And TP, Taurean Prince, did go 3 for 3 from 3, did go 5 for 5 from the field. So again, that's how Milwaukee's winning basketball games. Because again, Giannis puts up his 37 points. Dame puts up his 24. And just with literally, we clown on TP a lot. But Taurean Prince shooting perfect from the field and scoring 13 points is a big deal. It is a big deal for Milwaukee. Just the consistency and just some production elsewhere outside of the superstars. That's what the Bucks need, and that's what they got in their win over the Pacers. As long as that's able to remain constant in these games down the stretch here, not even down the stretch, but just as we get going in the season, they should be fine. Charlotte's coming off that, thrilling victory over the Detroit Pistons on Thursday night. Brandon Miller dropped 38 in that victory that they scored 123 points and won the game by 2 in overtime. They're just playing Milwaukee, though, and the Bucks are finally really figuring it out here. Milwaukee should dominate this basketball game, and they should be able to cover the 8.5 points as well. Give me Milwaukee to cover and win at home against the Charlotte Hornets. Next up, we go on to San Antonio, Texas. You've got the San Antonio Spurs hosting the Golden State Warriors. We like the Warriors to win this basketball game, and we like Golden State to cover on the road as well. Again, the Warriors have the best record in the Western Conference right now. They are 12-3. They are coming off that loss to the Los Angeles Clippers on Monday, but then again, they've won back-to-back games since, beating the Atlanta Hawks and then beating the New Orleans Pelicans. Unfortunately, they didn't cover against the Pelicans, but every team can, just at least beat the Pelicans, and that's exactly what happened on Friday night. Second half of a back-to-back for the Warriors, I'm not too concerned. I'm really not. Why am I not concerned is that there's a chance Wembanyama doesn't play. Devin Vassell probably won't play. Again, if Wemby doesn't play, this is an automatic for the Warriors, and I'm not concerned at all. If Wemby does play, sure, it will get a little bit tougher for Golden State, but I still would expect them to win the basketball game. It's the first meeting between both the Spurs and the Warriors here in 2024/2025. And again, San Antonio's on a little 2-game winning streak as well without Victor Wembanyama against the Oklahoma City Thunder and against the Utah Jazz. But the Golden State Warriors are just playing that good this season, man. The Warriors, they are a great team this year. Again, we will see how far it takes him this season. I don't know why I'm getting this feeling, but this is at least what I'm thinking about right now with the Warriors. I'm getting 2022 vibes from this Warriors team, the team that, again, lost to the Lakers in the second round of the playoffs. I feel like they're going to be great in the regular season. I just feel like in the postseason, they're just going to lack the depth and the firepower to go far. That's just my feeling about it right now. I feel like they're going to have trouble beating these elite teams in the Western Conference in a 7-game series. But again, that shall be seen later. Obviously, again, they're led by Curry. Andrew Wiggins is playing well. Buddy Hield, obviously that dominant scorer off the bench. He has cooled down a little bit, but Buddy Hield's still doing his job. The cum bucket, Jonathan Kuminga. They've got players on this team. They've got guys. The Warriors should beat the Spurs. They have more depth. And again, if Wemby doesn't play, this is all Golden State in this game. We like the Warriors to go into San Antonio, Charles Barkley's favorite place, and we're taking the Golden State Warriors to win the basketball game and cover the spread as well. As we go on to the nightcap and the biggest game of the night, here it is again. The Denver Nuggets and the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, the Lakers have had more than trouble beating the Denver Nuggets over the last couple seasons. They finally got their win over the Nuggets, their one win in game number 4 of the first round of the playoffs last year, preventing the sweep. Obviously, in Denver ended up winning that game number 5, and the buzzer beater, I mean, what can you do? For the Lakers, they've been better than the Nuggets so far this season, 10-5, and we figured out what Jokic's personal issue was yesterday. It was literally just he was having a kid, so the Nuggets really kept that under wraps. I'm glad everything is fine for Jokic, but Jokic returned last night to play for the Nuggets, and they actually lost. They lost to the Mavericks. Najee Marshall with that big 3 to win the game for Dallas, but Jokic in his return puts up 33 and 17. I mean, again, effortlessly, that's what Nikola Jokic does for the Denver Nuggets. It's weird that we see a Nuggets-Lakers game and the Lakers are getting 4.5 points, considering, again, the history of these two teams. But I think the Lakers should win this basketball game. Yes, I have picked the Lakers in every single game they've played so far this season. And oh no, I mean, I'm probably going to continue to keep doing it. Next Friday against the Thunder, we'll see. We'll see how those, actually, with no Chet, yeah, I probably will take the Lakers. That's just, but okay, hear me out. They are playing great basketball this season. They should have beat the Magic. It was absolutely atrocious that they didn't win that game. I mean, LeBron misses a free throw, AR misses free throws in the clutch, and then AD, to clinch the game, misses back-to-back free throws, and then, of course, Franz Wagner hits the game-winning 3 for Orlando. You can't have it. So, guys, right here, right now, I hate to say this, the Anthony Davis MVP campaign has been postponed until further notice. I know, but guys, reasonably right now, I cannot say Anthony Davis is the MVP after he missed those back-to-back free throws against Orlando. Not because I had a lot of money on that basketball game. No, not because of that. I did. The Memphis Tigers parlayed with the Lakers that night. Would have won me a lot of money. Memphis cashes against San Francisco against the Dons, and then the Lakers choke it at the end. It's just disappointing, really disappointing. Anyways, I'm gonna have to postpone the Anthony Davis MVP campaign, guys. And we're gonna suspend it until further notice. Okay, it will return. Really, all it takes is AD having a big night against the Nuggets, and we'll be back. But right now, it was abysmal. How do you miss back-to-back free throws? Hit one, the game goes in overtime. And what happens? I don't know, but people forget about that you missing the free throws, but you missed both. Give me the Lakers to beat the Nuggets. Damn it, it's a new era. JJ Redick. You got, Dalton Connect and AR, the dynamic duo. And then, of course, LeBron and AD too. I like the Lakers. I do. And also, again, it's not just me being a Lakers homer. At the same time, again, Denver hasn't been playing lights out basketball this season. They have still lost 3 of 4. I get it. Again, Jokic didn't play 3 of those games, but still, they were getting on a run with Jokic before. Again, Jokic took that time off. They won 5 straight games. But now, again, with Jokic coming back, they still have lost 3 of 4 games. I get it. Only one of those games was with Jokic. But I do like the Lakers to beat this Denver team. The game is in Los Angeles, and I do think the Lakers are able to get it done. I think, again, this is the turn, and this is, again, the Lakers saying, damn it, Darvin Ham is gone. We're actually going to go out and beat Denver now. All right, we're going with the Lakers to win at home. Do not play the -4.5. Actually, I'd stay away from this game. I would. I just would. -185 isn't good enough value for the Lakers. If they fall behind early, take them on the live bet if you can get them at anywhere around even, or like -130-ish at the most, -140-ish at the most, but don't play the -185. I don't like it. The Lakers will fall behind at some point. You'll be able to get good value on this at some point in the game. Trust me, this game's going to go down to the wire, and I think the Lakers will just pull away at the end, and that's why I think they barely cover the 4.5, but don't play it upright. I don't love it, okay? But I will take the Lakers to win the basketball game, and I guess on the spread, but again, I don't like it that much. Give me the Lakers to win here in the nightcap, folks, and thank y'all for watching our NBA predictions here for November 23rd. If you haven't yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to go check out our college basketball best bets that were posted earlier today on the channel as well. Make sure to leave a like again if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you do disagree with any of the picks, folks. Thank y'all for watching, and Mamba forever.